2023 was a roller coaster in real estate. Today, I'm giving you the lowdown on the December 2023 Phoenix real estate data, as well as taking a look at the year-over-year recap you need to make an informed decision as a buyer or seller in Phoenix, Arizona. Hey y'all, I'm Heidi Littleton, your realtor here in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's get into it. Bye-bye mid-sevens, hello mid-sixes. There were even some days where I saw some lock-in high fives in FHA. This year, some mortgage rates climbed to a historic high, notching their most expensive levels since 2000. The lowest period for 2023 rates was in February, while we peaked in mid-October. Rates have since been tempered by a dramatic December fall-off. In fact, rates were similar to where they were in December 2022. Lower mortgage rates are supposed to bring up more buyers. So far, that is barely noticeable in our pending and under contract number. From a buyer's perspective, this is good news because they have less competition to worry about. With interest rates much lower than 2 months ago, we may start to see more accepted contract activity in the next few weeks. We normally get a lot of new listings in January too, so at this stage, it's too early to tell whether supply or demand will grow the fastest. The next 3 weeks will be very important in establishing which trend is dominant. Future mortgage rates are always difficult to forecast, but given the Fed's expectation of cutting rates in 2024, it's generally anticipated mortgage rates will ease lower next year. Now, to temper any expectations, I wouldn't count on seeing any 2s, 3s, or even 4s. Mid-5s and 6s are likely what we will see. We are starting to slowly see a shift from that balanced market to a weak seller's market. 13 cities are seeing their Comfort Market Index increase since December 4th. This means the trend in favor of sellers is starting to accelerate. Fountain Hills, Surprise, Glendale, Queen Creek, and Gilbert are seeing the biggest improvement of 11% or more. 9 out of 17 cities are now seller's market. We have 4 that are in balance and 4 that are buyer's markets. Okay. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. The Comfort Market Index is moving higher, partly because the count of active listings declined during December, which was expected, and partly because there is a slight increase in demand. The supply of active listings is down almost 9% since December 1st and down more than 10% from a year ago. It is always good for a seller to have less competition for their homes. We are starting 2024 with one of the lowest counts of listings under contract we have ever recorded from the start of any year at barely over 5,000. We measured 5,500 last year and 9,300 in 2022. We have to go all the way back to the dark days of 2008 to find a lower count of 3,500. Sales counts were weak again in December, with resales even lower than November, which is unusual. There are about 5,000 closed transactions, and this is down 13% since December 22, but up 2.5% from November. Considering how much mortgage rates have fallen in the last couple of months, the numbers can be described as fairly disappointing from a seller's perspective. Lower mortgage rates are supposed to bring up more buyers. So far, that is barely noticeable. From a buyer's perspective, this is good news because they have less competition to worry about. Quick note, be kind to your favorite real estate agent. It has been a year. It will actually be very interesting come February to see how many real estate agents have had to hang up their license given the tough year it's been with transaction volume this year. We ended December with a median home sales price of $434,000, which is down 1.5% from last month, but up from a year ago. Let's chat about seller concessions and price reductions. December typically sees fewer price reductions, and those are replaced by heavier price negotiations at contract. This often results in January closings selling farther below asking price, even in a seller's market. This is something we will take a look at in next month's market update. In December, we saw the sales price to list price ratio fall to 97.4%. In December, 47% of closed sales had seller concessions with a median amount of $10,000. Both of these numbers are up from November and the highest median amount we have seen in 2023. If you are needing seller concessions to help with closing costs or to buy down your rate, there are still plenty of opportunities. If you're a seller, work with your real estate agent to get exact numbers for your zip code so you have clear expectations of what offers may include when they come in, thus understanding what your true net proceeds may be. Many of the so-called real estate pundits on YouTube and elsewhere were predicting a massive crash of up to 70%. Yes, seriously, for Phoenix housing this year. They did not do this because they have a deep understanding of how this housing market works, obviously. They did it because predictions of disaster catch people's attention, generate views, and therefore advertising revenue. There is no shame involved in this game. I personally use the Cromford report for all of the market data I use to help clients make informed decisions and to share these videos with all of you. This is based on actual data, careful statistical mathematical calculation, and their team's over 20 years of experience measuring the Phoenix market. Having said all of that, despite the doom and gloom predictions, the Phoenix housing market has survived intact and is now in better health price-wise than it was this time last year. Prices are still stable, up by more than 7% from this time last year when measuring by price per square foot, or up 4% if measured by median sales price, with us starting 2023 with a median price of $412,000 and ending at $430,000. This is a tad more than the latest rise in the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. This is great news for anyone who bought in 2023. You may have a slight amount of appreciation in your home. The difference between the two price measurements is caused by the strength in pricing in the luxury market. Median sales prices are dominated by entry-level and mid-range markets, which have been weaker than the top end. So let's take a look at the year-over-year 12-month change in the Phoenix real estate market. Looking at average sales price per square foot, we see an increase of 7.1%. Now, again, a significant part of that is due to the luxury market having such an incredible year. Median sales price increased 4.6% year over year. It's not the significant increase that we've seen the last couple of years, but it is still ticking up and it's a bit over the rate of inflation. In fact, we are about in line with where we were in October and November of 2022. So if you bought between October and November 2022 and now, congratulations, you made a great choice. With rates hitting historical highs in 2023, seller concessions have been very popular in helping homebuyers get rate buy downs and improve their purchase power. The amount of concessions to a buyer has significantly increased, almost 6% this year. Again, this is likely due to the need for rate buy downs to combat those high interest rates we saw towards the end of the year. This will be something to watch as rates slowly start to come down and or stabilize. Sales price to list price is always an interesting number to look at. This is what the home is listed at compared to what it's sold at. Now, this doesn't take into account any additional credits that may be given to a buyer to help with repairs, closing cost, or rate buy down. This improving is great news for sellers and in line with what we consider to be the norm. Days on market have decreased 21% this year. This is great news for sellers. Well, I know it's not the 2 seconds some are hoping for. It is coming down and it has become in line with the norm. Overall, the Phoenix housing market has bounced back nicely this year from our low in December 2022, despite low demand, high interest rates, and low inventory. So hopefully that gives you some more confidence in the Phoenix housing market and know that we aren't crashing and there are no signs of prices coming down anytime soon. Be sure to subscribe to be the first to know when my 2024 Phoenix housing market prediction video comes out soon. As always, if you have any questions about buying, selling, or the Phoenix housing market, don't hesitate to call, text, or email. All of my contact info is below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more updates, insights, and the latest Phoenix real estate market data. Until next time, happy house hunting!